Alright guys, this one's going to be doing a review today. This one's going to be doing a review for Stranger Things. This one's going to be doing another top 5 ranking video after the first volume of Stranger Things 5. We're going to be ranking the top 5 favorite characters of mine from the first volume of Stranger Things 5. Now obviously make sure to remember that this is just my strict opinion here. Obviously let me know your top 5 favorite characters from the first volume, and of course, have you seen the first volume all the way through now? I feel like by now a lot of people have, but still want to make sure, you know what I mean, that I say spoilers for the entirety of volume 1, first 4 episodes, of course. So, let's get right into this. Now, I have a few honorable mentions. I have a few that, you know, I think are worth mentioning here that I'll definitely talk about first. First honorable mention here we're going to go into is Dustin. Dustin, as per usual, great character. I liked him standing up, you know, for the bullies, of course. The snake and everything like that. His dynamic with Steve is always fantastic. I love that stuff. The next one I have is Robin. Robin's a vibe this season. I love Robin. I know Robin's not like always in the action scenes and everything, but she's just, I don't know, she's so much fun. I find her character so much fun to watch. She's a very fun and exciting character, and I did enjoy a lot of her dialogue and her lines this season. I thought it was really good. And then, well, another one we'll put up here because obviously we got to put him here somewhere. We're going to put Henry / Vecna. Now, he doesn't quite make the top 5. Only reason for that being is that I feel like, you know, going through this, I feel like Vecna, like, doesn't exactly have as much as he did in season 4 yet, at least, although he did have a massive scene at the beginning and the end of this half. So I'll put him as an honorable mention for now. And while there is one more I will put on here, because I do want to highlight him, because I thought his character got a lot better, is Mike. Mike has had a rough path for me in season 4 and 3. I'm glad that they made him more of a character this half season. He's actually leading the pack, he's actually doing his thing, and he's doing a good job at that, so I'll highlight Mike as well, too, for this one. But, getting into it, now, starting off with number 5, we're going to get started with Max. Honestly, was very surprised that I put her in this as well, but I loved what they did with her in that final episode right there. Her return in episode 3 is iconic as hell, and her scenes in episode 4 where we explained what happened with her being trapped in this location, her being away from, you know, the characters for a year, and her trying to figure a way out, you know what I mean, and her gaining leverage on Vecna and actually learning about his weaknesses, I thought was really great. It was cool to see her being used to help Holly, and I thought it was really, really cool to see her character back again, because I didn't expect to see her. Like, the reveal was a massive surprise, I think, for everybody, you know? So, I'm going to definitely put her at number 5. I can't put her higher because she still was only in one episode, but she had enough of an impact for me to put her in that list just for that one episode and the ending of episode 3. So, good job for that. Number 4 is then going to go to Steve Harrington. Now, gotta put our GOAT in here for sure. Love Steve Harrington. Typically he's higher on the list, but I actually thought there was a few other characters that shine this season even over him, which is shocking because at times he's my favorite character, either him or another one we'll bring up here. Yeah, no, Steve was great. I love the banter with him and Dustin. I love when Dustin like punches that hole into his car and he's like, no, not my car. That was great. I love like the scenes with him and Jonathan where they're trying to win Nancy over, you know what I mean? Even though he's broken up with Nancy a long time ago now. Fixed it, you know. Thought that was great. And, yeah, no, it was awesome. I like the banter with him and Dustin. I like, you know, the action scenes. I like when he drove through the portal, the Upside Down, and lots of funny, you know, lines from him there as well. So really good stuff. Now, coming in at number 3 is going to be Nancy. Now, I was really, really impressed with her character this season. I gotta tell you, Nancy is always a character I usually like, but I didn't expect to put her in the top 3. I genuinely like what they've done with her this season. The parents, of course, what she went through there. Her dynamic with Mike, I felt like finally returned on the show and was honestly barely ever there anyway. So I'm glad that they did that. I'm glad that they had her be a badass. I'm glad that it's making her more smart, strategizing how they're going to take on Vecna, and she had a lot of badass fight scenes with the Demogorgons and, you know, stuff like that, and I thought she was overall really good. I felt like Nancy was definitely the standout of like the real world plot of this season. Honestly, I felt like it definitely was. Nancy, she just led everything. Honestly, she was really good. Now coming in at number 2 is then going to be the GOAT himself, Jim Hopper. You don't mess around with Jim. So, yeah, no, it was cool to see him this season because we got to see him and Joyce actually just as a couple, which was great. We got to see his dynamic with Eleven, which I thought was fan-frickin-tastic. He was like torturing a guy to get in some information in there. You had some, scenes where he talked about his daughter and obviously what it meant for him to lose her and how there's no guarantees in this life, which I thought was kind of a sad piece of dialogue from him. He near died like twice or maybe even 3 times. I can't even count. Like throwing the explosives over to blow up the friggin' soldiers and stuff. Yeah, no, Hopper was a standout for sure this season, 110%. But you know what's funny? I'd actually say the one he was teamed up with was my favorite this half season. And I'm gonna go with 11, which might be a bit of a surprise. I actually usually never put her this high. I feel like 11 sometimes, while she's great in some moments, I find there's other moments where she's kind of, in the background or just doing other random stuff that don't really matter. I really liked what they did with her and Hopper this season. I got to admit, the way she mentally tortured that guy, the way she was training, getting prepared for Vecna, she was an absolute badass, taking down a bunch of dudes. She even fought without her powers with the frickin' scissors and stuff. I thought that was awesome. Her scenes with Hopper, her jumping over the fence and all this other stuff. I mean, it was great. It really was. Her scenes with Mike, and her, determination to find Holly, to bring her back, not leaving without getting her back, you know what I mean? I just thought that 11, what's funny? It's the first time in the show I can actually say this. She's a responsible adult. That simple. She's a responsible adult. And I thought that was impressive, honestly, because usually she's kind of more like, either working for somebody, being, the slave to somebody, whether it's her papa or, other things like that, or she doesn't have her powers, so she's not as useful, or she's, just kind of going on her own journey. I mean, 11's had some ups and downs, but this season, I felt like they really highlighted her, and the real cherry on top, I'd say, is the return of her sister. So I'm going to actually put her at number 1, which I wasn't expecting to. You know what's funny? You could interchange her and Hopper. Just them two in general, I'd say, were the peak of this season. So far, at least, first half. But I would say 11 got that edge a little bit. Yeah, for sure. So let me know your thoughts. Post your comments down below. What are your favorite characters of this season of Stranger Things so far? We'll obviously rate this more in full once the season's done. But for a final season, man, I gotta tell you what, they are doing a good job. This has been really good. Really good final season so far, and I'm looking forward to seeing where it all kind of ends up in the final batch of episodes here coming up in about a month or so. So anyway, if you're new to the channel, guys, and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click subscribe. And so you don't miss any of the videos, make sure to follow me on Dan's Reviews Official on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys very soon for more videos very soon. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys, and peace out.
Born in the dark alleys, city of concrete. Dan's reviews blowing up, never taste defeat. Walking Dead dissected every plot twist beat. World gone mad, TV junkies hit a treat. Typing up scripts, marathon through the night. His opinions hit harder than a street fight scene. Every episode, brain sharper than a knife. He's the beacon of critique, shedding TV light.